to stay strong, reminding us to stay strong in the Lord. At the end of the day, He is the one that we are to turn to. If not, there's going to be a rude awakening. So I found the video online. It's been so long. I actually download this. I'm looking through my archives as I rest my back. And I wanted to tell you that we need to remember. Remember where we stand. Remember what's going on. And remember the days that we're living in. This is a video from 2016. Let's just get our minds ready and not forget what's going on. If this was in 2016, you can only imagine what's going on now in 2019. So lo and behold, here you go. The world has changed.
Men in Kevlar vests and helmets, camouflage, carrying automatic rifles, moving in tactical armored vehicles. These aren't American troops on the battlefield, but police in Ferguson. One observer says he thought he saw police in an MRAP.
An MRAP is a mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicle. It's built to withstand armor-piercing bombs.
So right here, what I did is I paused so that I can show you what a MRAP is, and they're also going to show you what it is. It's actually
not something that we need in American communities.
But Kara Dansky of the ACLU says more than 500 MRAPs have made their way from Afghanistan and Iraq to local police forces in America just over the past couple of years. It's part of what the ACLU, in a recent report, called the excessive militarization of American policing. Indications of that are everywhere in Ferguson. Police in these towns are getting much of this combat equipment free of charge from the Pentagon. The Defense Department says just in 2013, nearly $450 million worth of military equipment was given to law enforcement. Critics say often when they get these weapons, policemen's attitudes change.
Well, of course their attitudes change. They have their egos. So this is American citizens. The ones that they're supposed to protect, they are seeing them as the enemy. I'm going to put here really quick what this lady says, and then I'm just going to fast forward so that I can make this video as short as possible.
Increasingly, the police are trained to view the people in the communities that they're supposed to be protecting and serving as enemies.
It's not just their...
So they're being trained to see civilians as enemies. Isn't that great? This is in our streets. And what they do is they create scenarios where you're basically traumatized. And they invade your home. So prepare for this to happen so you don't get traumatized. And maybe God is telling you to leave. Look at this, a civilian neighborhood. Maybe God is telling you to stay and to do something and warn neighbors. Maybe He's telling you to just get closer to Him. And He'll let you know what to do. Because these people are just doing their jobs, and they themselves are brainwashed. Homeland Security. All this stuff. And they're like, if you're not with us, we're against us. Now here's Obama. Let me show you the stats over here. I'm going to rewind it a little bit, and you're going to see Obama saying how it's important that he's very well aware of us conspiracy theorists.
Zones. In fiscal year 2011 alone, the Pentagon transferred almost $500 million worth of materials to domestic law enforcement.
Let me just say something to all my conspiracy-oriented friends on the right who think I'm planning to unleash some secret agenda. You're absolutely right. In my first term, we repealed the policy known as Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Wait though, in my second term, we will replace it with a policy known as It's Raining Men.
Nebraska's studies of SWAT teams found their use had skyrocketed from a few thousand instances per year in the 1980s to more than 50,000 per year when he concluded his research in 2005.
SWAT raids per year. You gotta
Numbers are expected to have risen. Nonviolent drug offenders. Warrants were carried out by SWAT teams, regardless of the suspected crime.
Regardless of the suspected crime, I want you to hear that, people without warrants are being invaded by SWAT teams. Okay? So any given moment, if you have a suspicious look, and you look like you could be a threat, just if you look like it, that's reason enough. That's profiling, it's called. Profiling. Now I'm going to fast forward a little bit here. And that guy was talking about the same thing I'm talking about. How ridiculous our freedom of speech is being taken away. Now here it says militarized in the U.S. Now mind you, this was in 2016. Even though it hasn't been a huge propaganda and they're not showing you, they're giving us time. They're giving us time to forget that we were even shared this information. So let's not forget. That's why I'm bringing it to the forefront. I'm going through my archives. I'm seeing my old studies and looking through my mess. And I have to share as I go along of what I find that I haven't posted. So militarized in the U.S., she's basically saying all the things that I'm telling you now.
Month, a 3-year-old baby boy was badly burned when a SWAT team accidentally dropped a flash grenade into his crib while searching for someone suspected of making a $50 drug sale. Okay, I'm going to pause right there as I fast forward. A SWAT team is suspecting of doing a $50 drug sale. What is a SWAT team doing in military? First of all, what is a SWAT team doing in police investigation of a $50 drug deal, and it's suspected that it was? Think about it. It's all based on suspicion. So you look like you're doing a drug deal. I'm not sure. So I'm going to call an entire SWAT team and accidentally put a grenade, whether that's a true picture or not, because I believe that this is just glamorized propaganda so that we can be aware of what's capable of being done and what is being done, because they're giving us information. They're telling us that if you're suspected of having $50 worth of drugs, that the SWAT team can come after you and they're capable of bringing grenades with them. That's what they're really telling you. So when we read between the lines, we see these details of what they're really saying, whether it's true or not that this happened. She was also badly burned. And in both incidents, SWAT deployments were not sent out to deal with some sort of emergency situation, but rather they were used to search homes for drugs. In fact, the ACLU found that 62% of SWAT deployments were hunting for drugs.
And this is the end of my statement here. 62%, and they put a marijuana plant, like if that's the worst drug ever, okay? They're just showing how intense this search is. So that's what the SWAT team is going to raid and go into your house and bring bombs and accidentally blow them up and kill your children, injure you, just in case you might have $50 worth of drugs in your house. So just think about the extreme this is. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because this was in 2016. Now they're having all this other information, but we got to remember, this is what's going to go to the forefront. They're using drugs, the war on drugs, as a reason to bring martial law. We need to remember it. I tend to forget. And yes, it's important to know our Creator. Because at the end of the day, when the SWAT team comes through here and they blow up your house and they kill you, burn your kids, whatever they're going to do because they have a suspicion because you have the wrong hairstyle that you're going to be selling drugs, know who your Creator is. He'll tell you what to do. He'll give you peace throughout this time of trouble. He will guide your feet. He will speak to your mind in whatever circumstances. So He's the one that died for you. He's the one that loves you. He's the one that wants to deliver you from even your own self. Why wouldn't He want to deliver you from your enemies? God bless you. Have a great day. And stay strong in the Lord. Stay focused and surpass the distractions that try to veer you away from the true gospel. God bless.